TIFU by letting one rip in front of my boyfriend. I've, 21F, been seeing my boyfriend, 25 meters, for almost a year now, and he's a pretty good guy. He's just a little more proper than me. He won't fart or burp in front of me, and he probably expected me to never burp or fart in front of him. I've told him though that I think farts are hilarious and my family farts in front of each other all the time, and my grandpa even rates them out of 10. Since my BF finds it disgusting, though I haven't shown him my full fart potential until today. We had eaten Mexican food earlier and it wasn't agreeing with me super well, and I had to pass the gas pretty bad, but my BF was with me in the kitchen. I had to think of a diversion and asked him if he could take the trash out for me. He said yes and took it out the door. He wasn't even gone a second when I ripped one that almost vibrated the house. I was glad that he didn't witness the mass destruction of my pants, but when I turned around, he was staring at me from the back door. He forgot to put his shoes on and was coming back in. I've never seen such disgust on a face before, but he definitely thinks I'm nasty now. I think my grandpa would have given me a thumbs up and 10 out of 10 on that one though. Update. Thank you to everyone that finds farts as funny as me. But after he came back in the house from taking out the trash, he didn't even acknowledge my magnificent foghorn fart. I did tell my grandpa about it though, and he was proud of me. TLDR, farted in front of my boyfriend and he's probably gonna leave me now. First date, I held her hair back while she puked. If he leaves you over a fart, you definitely deserve better. Our first date, her nose stud fell out and she couldn't put it back in, so there I am with my finger in her nose trying to guide her nose ring back in. It's been 3 years so far. Damn, 3 years trying to get the nose ring back in? Send help, fingers covered in boogers, slowly losing hope. I got you, bro. I'll sacrifice a finger so yours can rest. It was only a finger, the killers, probably. Hey! Sorry, I am late. Heard we're sticking fingers in this girl's nose? My sweet grandmother was born in 1888. She died at age 98 in 1987. There has never been a more polite and socially acceptable woman. But during the time that little me spent with her in the late 70s and 80s, she would occasionally let one rip, and with a straight face, she would say, "Better out than in." Then she would smile. Closing parenthesis. Edit. Lest I miss the point of the OP's original dilemma, my grandmother was married for 60 years and had 9 children, so apparently her occasional exercise of bodily functions did nothing to dissuade my grandpa from sticking around. My dad would burp and then say, "Looks like that fart took the elevator." Better out the attic than the basement is what my folks used to say, LMAO. My grandma sometimes tells me underscore, "Bring it up again and we'll vote on it," underscore when I let out a burp. Okay, my family has said this for my whole life, but when I said it to my boyfriend, he was like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Lol. Reassuring too. No, it's not just a, my weird family, thing. Better to burp and taste it than fart and waste it. Username checked out maybe? Yeah, clearly not leading by example here. Yeah, if you let the basement gases build, it's gonna kill everyone. My grandpa's go-to when any of the grandkids would fart is, "Well, your cough sounds better but your breath smells the same." When my wife and I first started dating, she insisted that if I needed to fart that I should go to the bathroom. Being a bachelor previous to dating her, my house was definitely simple. The bathroom near the living room had nothing to dampen the echoes. So we're watching a movie and I have to fart. So bad, so I go to the bathroom. That MF was long and reverberated off the 4 walls, and I'm in there like, fuck me, why didn't I go to the bathroom farthest from the living room? To top it off, I exited hastily and the smell followed me back to the couch. Forcing someone to go to the bathroom in their own house is a power move. Ripping an earthquake in the bathroom closest to her and bringing the smell back with you is the best form of malicious compliance I've ever seen. Meanwhile, my fiancé just walked up to me, lifted his leg, and ripped the loudest, ass-cheek clapping fart I've ever heard. He said, "I had that brewing all day. Just for you." He could have given anyone that fart, but he saved it for you. And they say chivalry is dead. This reminds me of my daughter. She was almost 4 years old at the time. I came home from work, and she ran up to me, crying hysterically. So naturally, I picked her up and held her, and asked what was wrong. She had apparently been holding a fart for me when I got home, but when she heard the door open and started running, she let it rip by accident. She was so devastated that she didn't get to fart on me. Make sure you work that story into the father of the bride's speech. I farted myself awake the first night I spent with my partner. His response was, "It's free reign now." Then proceeds to drop his guts. We've been together 5 years now. And GT. His response was, "It's free reign now." Then proceeds to drop his guts. I feel like he was laying there in absolute pain from the bubble guts having to fart. And trying to think of how to let it out without waking you up, just to be startled by you farting yourself awake. That's when his time to release came. Farts are never not funny. Girl who also farts. See. They're hilarious. I imagine he'd have a problem with queefing as well. Which, as a guy, is his damn problem, because if he's pumping that much air in her, he better enjoy the flute as it plays. Which, as a guy, is his damn problem, because if he's pumping that much air in her, he better enjoy the flute as it plays. Can I keep this? This is hilarious. Whenever the queefs start coming, me and my boyfriend laugh our asses off and then keep going at it. They are both funny and disgusting. The sound is funny, the smell usually is not. Still, if you two have been together for a year already, farts should not be a problem no matter how he personally feels about them. They are a comical part of life and everyone has them. Edit. Just wondering if he was really, actually disgusted or did the disgusted part in a comical way and overacted it, but you misread him? And GT. The smell usually is not. Oh ho, I fully disagree. Dogs or cats gagging at the smell of your farts is always hilarious. Also, when you rip one so bad even you can't appreciate your own brand? Farting is an art form, my friend. I've just had a massive round of antibiotics and I swear to God I'm rotting from the inside out. My dog, who will happily eat rotting creek sheep, will leave the room in disgust. And GT, I was glad that he didn't witness the mass destruction of my pants. Did you shart? What? Have you never had to fart so hard that the back of your pants blasted off and left a thermal shadow on the wall? You won't get a 10 out of 10 from Grandpa, I'll tell you that. When I was a child, I would get a beating from my mother for passing gas. It was absolutely not allowed. Even my abusive father never passed gas. I grew up never farting in front of anyone and would be mortified. As an adult, I understand gas happens, but it is not something I find humorous. Your BF may have grown up in that type of household. Just adding another perspective. Are you serious? Beatings for bodily functions? I'm so sorry for what you've been through. Imagine catching a hand for sneezing. If they don't let you fart, you let them depart. The Defarted. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio. My grandma would never burp or fart, and a couple months before she passed, we were playing cards late at night. She looked right at me and burped and then said, "What? No one's ever going to believe you." And it's super cool to have that moment between her and I because she was right. No one believes me. Ha ha ha. Meanwhile, my boyfriend and I debate on the shape of our farts based on their sounds. Once he had a fart that, and I fart you not, made the perfect sphere sound as if it was a sound effect you'd hear in a movie. Perfect and most rounded fart ever. The shape of farts? This is next level. Color me impressed. Also, take your upvote just for using I fart you not. My girlfriend accidentally farted in my mouth when I was eating her butthole. If I can keep a relationship going after that, your boyfriend can keep it after a single fart far away from him. I have a friend who this happened to, but she was the girlfriend. She was so embarrassed she started crying. He was like, "Honey, it's okay, stuff happens," and then went to kiss her and she went, "Ew, don't put your lips on me, fart face, LMAO." You win. My BF was taking a good look at my nethers and said, I can see the universe, while he opened the flaps a little too far. The universe looks like a fat queef in the face, I guess. But we're still together, smiley face. I laughed so hard I almost fell off the couch, tears of joy. Dude, I usually ask them to fart in my mouth. I can see that by your username. How many years have you been waiting for this topic just so you can say that? Lol. My wife literally just farted next to me in bed as I read this. I'll get the divorce paperwork started this afternoon. Slightly smiling face. Good lord, he needs to chill out a bit. What's he going to do when he has kids, and they're peeing and pooping and farting all over? If he has kids, a 25-year-old man who cannot handle a natural body movement has a lot more problems than his girlfriend's indigestion. You should be able to fart around your partner.